Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I could send pictures, videos, and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. So this first email comes in from a community member, and she sent me this screenshot, and she's in Belfast. And it's talking about Heathrow Airport. Heathrow holidaymakers may face extra ULEZ charges for parking services. So holidaymakers driving to Heathrow Airport may incur multiple charges when using the drop-off and pick-up parking services. And this is the UK's largest airport. And they issued a warning on their website to travelers who use its meet and greet parking, where drivers can drop off their cars at the short stay car parks that are close to the terminals or valet parking. So motorists are driving in a non-compliant vehicle will now be forced to pay £12.50 charge to enter the airport after Tuesday's expansion. So, but travelers who return home via a different terminal to the one that they left through may have to pay 3 separate charges as their car is driven on public roads for collection on their arrival home. And so that I can't believe that. So holidaymakers using these services would be charged $37.50 in penalties for a single holiday on trip of just parking fees. And Heathrow's meet and greet and valet parking fees start from $127.50 for one day. So if anyone in the community was thinking about traveling and going through Heathrow Airport, be aware of these charges that they're going to be putting upon everyone now. This is absurd. Wow, take a look at this. And she sent me another one. I didn't see this one. Mourners visiting loved ones at their graves face regular $12.50 charges after cameras were installed just 140 meters from a camera and a crematorium. You're charging these people? The cameras have enraged mourners in Upminster, Minster, East London, and a local resident told the newspaper that he was quite sad, really, to think that people visiting that crematorium on a regular basis to see their loved ones and to see where they ended up. Some people visit more than once a week. There's a real sense of anger over this. They have no empathy. And so this ULEZ could ban poll tax moment, and people are not going to take this lying down. Hundreds of these cameras have been erected across London as the scheme to improve the city's air quality expanded to all 32 boroughs. And the cameras have been targeted with spray paint, wire cutters, and a spat of attacks in recent weeks. My God. Okay, I hope you guys are ready to get inspired by this community member. She said, I took my Tony Angel, aka Spidey, to school. It's her grandson. Stopped at the farmer's market, got tons of scraps for my gals and my ducks, got a bunch of discarded potatoes and a few green peppers to can up for preps too. Made a ham and macaroni casserole that my hubby smoked last weekend. Hens and ducks still laying well too. Got some more medicinal echinacea to add to mine already in. Life is yummy. God bless all. Yes, life is yummy. So here is an email from a community member. She said, okay, this one is kind of dark, but it's something we really need to think about. Let's see how ready each and every one of you are prepared for not moving into 15-minute cities. Are you totally self-reliant? Honestly, no. I'm not. I wish I could be, but it's so hard, you know. She said no electricity, gas, propane will be provided outside of the city. You may have some for a while, but for how long? 1 year, 2 years, 10 years? No mail, package delivery, no internet services, no cell phone service. Stores will be in the city only. They may have the cities gated. You may or may not be able to get in there. Maybe with a special permit, but the cost of that will be high. You will have no doctors. Yes, you will have herbs, but sometimes herbs don't cut it, and she's right. Plus, do you really know what's wrong with you? With all of my ailments, girl, no. You know, she said there will be no jobs outside the city. You may be able to get into a gated city, but you won't be able to afford the permit day after day. You know what this is reminding me of? You know, remember that show? Oh my gosh, it was out like 10 years ago. It was called The Colony. What's her name from The Walking Dead was in it? Lori. And the guy from Lost was in it. What was his name? The blonde guy, Sean.
Right, but I don't remember having seen Lost in a while.
Sawyer from Lost was in the show. And this is exactly what it reminds me of. There is no internet, no stores, no nothing. Couldn't even get meds, nothing. And in order to get anywhere, like if you did something wrong, or if they thought you did something wrong even though you didn't, they sent your butt to the moon to work on like some prison thing or something. Yeah. If you get a chance, watch the that show, The Colony. It used to be on Netflix, I think. I don't know if it still is. So anyway, she goes on to say it will be so high that the permit will be higher than what you make in a day. Property taxes will be very high. Yes, they still want their taxes. They will find you. No job. Your savings in a bank will be confiscated. Cash will be useless. Possibility of gold, silver becoming worthless outside the city. Fines, taxes, permits. Knowing this, do you think you will have a neighbor to barter with? They can't afford it either. Growing a large enough garden to feed you, your family, and your animals, you will need a tractor or a tiller. You won't be able to get replacement parts if it breaks down. Doing that by hand is backbreaking work. If you can't do it now, you won't be able to do it. You can't get more gas. If you have a horse, you will need a plow. What about food and medicines for that horse, plus other animals that you have? A backyard garden won't be enough to feed your family for a year. Larger garden is a lot of space to plow. You can't can you watch your children, grandchildren suffer without food or medicines? Of course not. Who would be able to? A natural disaster comes through. What do you do if your farm, your house, your garden is completely destroyed? No stores for supplies, no one out there to help you, no handouts from the government, no insurance to replace anything. You have hurricanes where you're at. Yeah, we just went through Idalia. Yeah, I have tornadoes and sometimes bad snowstorms. The West has earthquakes. It's pretty dark to think about. I've learned that if the elites want something, it's going to happen. Oh yeah, I know. This is called herding the cattle, getting you exactly where they want you, and want you to be, and making things happen so you don't move where they want, and the majority will suffer and move. I don't want to live in one of these tin can apartments either. Who does? There might be a few smaller hidden communities to join if you pass their worthiness. Are you worthy? You know what? I don't care if I'm worthy. I really don't. Me and mine, I'm being serious here. Me and mine, we all think that we are worthy to each other, and that's what matters. I know that's not the point that you're trying to make, but that's all that matters to me. I don't care about being in a mag or a prepper community, like a group or stuff like that. I've talked to quite a few of you about, you being in prepper groups and stuff like that and all the problems that you're having. I don't want any of that. I really don't. I could care less. She said, do you have any skills and necessary to join one? Are you in good health? No, of course not. I'm not in good health. Everybody knows that. You know, everybody knows I'm sick right now. Everybody knows that I have a bad heart and stuff like that. I'm not in good health. Do I have necessary skills to join one? Sure. But my health? No. She said, there's a movie I want you to watch. It's one of the documentaries. It's a bit cheesy with the time travel stuff, but listen to what the man has to say of what they've done, how society was done. It's called Confessions of a Time Traveler Man from 3036. It's on Roku, Plex, Vudu, and Tubi. They're all free. Okay, thank you. I'll watch it because I like that kind of stuff too. So here's another email from a community member. This is talking about the gold coins because somebody had emailed me about gold coins. She said the gold quarter coins nowadays are rarely released in official circulation since they are mostly collectible items. But there is one exceptional case. The Standing Liberty Centennial Gold coin was issued in 2016 as a commemoration coin, and exactly 91,752 pieces were released in circulation October 27th, 2022. So I hope that answers your question from the person that emailed me about the gold coin. And now for a commercial break. So here is an email from a community member, and she said, I heard your Intel report mentioning expensive toilet paper. Those were crazy high prices. If you don't want to pay those prices, Dollar Tree's strong and soft brand works just fine. If you need greeting cards, Dollar Tree has their Heartline brand, 2 cards for $1. It's a great deal. Cards can be expensive nowadays. I know I sound like a shill for Dollar Tree, but I'm not. They've really upped their game with some of their really good cleaning products. They really do have a lot of household and prepper items for $1.25 each. Who doesn't need a bargain nowadays? Yeah, I know, right? I think it's worth anyone's time to check it out. Take care, everyone. Thank you. And before I go, I leave you guys with these videos that were sent in by community members that are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.
When our boys back in the Midwest, as federal, state, and local, were only taking about 15 cents out of every dollar earned. Today, they're taking almost half of every dollar earned in the United States. And most people don't realize it because the taxes are hidden in the so-called business taxes. You know, the politician that stands up and yells, oh, let's save the little man, let's tax business, and everybody yells, hooray. They haven't figured out that every tax on business is just a part of the cost of production. And the customer winds up paying it when he buys the product. It's a hidden sales tax. There's 116 of them in a suit of clothes that each one of us is, right?
Well, what can I do? Okay, yes, we are bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money? And that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks? And it's not just a question of individual survival, Wally, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I keep meeting these people. I mean, just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, Gustav Bjornstrand, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. Very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. And we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, and that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet.
Y'all, you need to get ready. Seriously. It's coming sooner than you think. This is Forbes. Oil is going to $300 a barrel. That's a hell of a significant jump, folks. You're going to see your gas prices go higher than you've ever seen before. And that's going to affect everything, which is going to raise the prices of everything, which means a lot of people are no longer going to really be able to go to work because they won't be able to afford the gas. A lot of people are about to become the new poor. The middle class is going to be fucked. And the economy is basically going to go into the tank because we have way too many people that are just barely surviving, living paycheck to paycheck. And this is going to fuck them big. Just in case you're not aware, the cost per barrel of oil today is between $79 to $85 per barrel. That's more than 3 times the price. Get ready for $8 to $10 a gallon of gas. If you guys haven't topped up your supplies, if you don't have things ready, if you don't have gas, if you don't have jerry cans, I would suggest that you go out and get some now and fill as many up as you can. Also, make sure you use fuel stabilizer, because if you just pour fuel in there and set it somewhere to sit, it won't be long before it goes bad and develops water in it, and you could fuck up your engine. So please don't do that. Make sure you put some fuel stabilizer in there if you're going to be storing it for longer than a few weeks. And get ready. It's coming. I predict before the end of next month. God bless.